Yo, YouTube, what's going on? Trey back again. Yes, to hit you with a video. Now, this video right here comes out of Illinois by way of Chicago. Big shout out to all the people in Chicago, all the people in Aurora, all the people in Rockford, Joliet, Naperville, whichever one. Tell me if I'm saying it right. And also Springfield and anybody else that I may have forgotten. Now, this story right here makes me feel good, especially coming from a city like Chicago. Not to, say anything negative about Chicago, but due to the certain stigma and stereotype that they have placed on Chicago, the gang violence and anything like that, and also these murders and missing children. But, every once in a while, a good story will come along, and a lot of people don't gravitate toward that due to their, whatever they want to do, freedom of choice or whatnot. But I try to keep my channel as balanced as possible. So when I see certain things, and if it warrants me, shouting it out and pretty much, putting it out there, not putting it on blast, anything negative, but to show the world there is still love in the heart of the city, if you know what I mean. Now, recently over the weekend, we had a polar vortex, whatever in the hell that is. Some people say this, some people say that. I don't think I know. It was cold as hell. That's all I know. And I'm from the South, and it was cold in the South, so I know it was freezing cold up north, where they had temperatures somewhere like negative 50, negative 20, and I think it was like negative 20 or a little bit above. Some places in Minnesota also had like negative 20, negative 27 or whatnot. It was cold than the North Pole and also colder than Antarctica. And guess what else? It was colder than, yes, colder than hell. But along comes an angel. And the reason why I'm calling this woman an angel, not to say that she's perfect, but due to the fact that she took it upon herself to help the homeless in Chicago, her along with her husband and a few other supporters and people that she had helping her. They was going around to all the homeless people, pretty much trying to get them off the streets, because no way in hell, I don't care how many pairs of clothes you have or how many tents you build, no way in hell you would have survived outside for those couple of days or whatnot. I don't know if it's still cold up there, but you can let me know in the comment section or whatnot. But you all let me know, for all my people on the East Coast and also for all my people in the Midwest and up north, especially in the north, since we talking about Chicago. Let me know how the weather is there also, because the Weather Channel can say one thing, but you all there, you know what's going on. So anyway, this woman rents out like I think close to 30 or 40 different hotel rooms on her credit card, on her American Express. Now, Miss Candace Payne is she's a broker. She's a real estate broker from Chicago area. So evidently she must have a lot of love for her people, and big shout out to her. And that's what we need. We need people like this, in this world, due to the fact that we have so much negativity going on. And you also have to question, because she is blessed also. So she did what anybody, that has a good heart and have light inside of them. And that light, you can call it Jesus, you can call it the Most High, or you can just call it just a good person, period. But it comes from somewhere. So she should be honored and also called out in a good way for her good deed that she did, because she could have did like a lot of other people, like all the other millions of people around Chicago area, just turned their back and just ignore what's really going on and refuse to hear those people cry. Just because those people are homeless or on the street does not mean they are not human, does not mean that they do not deserve, to have warmth. True, some of them on drugs, true, some of them made bad choices in their life, but, like Tupac said, only God can judge me, only God can judge them. We can talk about it, but don't talk about somebody and never look down on somebody unless what? You help them picking them up. That's the only way you should look down at them, when you're reaching your hand out to pick them up. So big shout out to Miss Candace Payne and everybody that participated in this event, rounding up these homeless people and putting them in a hotel room, because, they would have died for surely out there on those streets. And you have to wonder, we have cities and stuff. Isn't the city job to make sure the people are safe and warm? I guess not. That's why we need good Samaritans and good people like her. I'm going to read a snippet from this story, and I'm going to give my opinion, surely, as we go. What one woman, did to keep the homeless safe when the polar vortex arrived in Chicago. And that polar vortex, it just got me all discombobulated. I don't know what the hell thing. I'm like, well, thinking anytime, shit, it's going to be like the movie The Day After Tomorrow. Go check that movie out with them two major storms hooked up and watch what happened. Anyway, now Candace Payne went to great lengths to make sure more than 70 people didn't freeze to death. And also, she was able to put 80 people. So she pretty much saved 80 people's lives. That's the point. And, and really, she should be looked up as a hero, period, point blank. We look up to everybody else. If we can look up to somebody else who can catch a football and throw a basketball through a hoop, I mean, should we not look up to people down here doing, common things for the everyday man? Let's continue. Now, In times of emergency, we often get to see the very best in people and also the very bad in people also. This was the case with last week's polar vortex that saw temperatures dive to minus 31 degrees and 21 people lose their lives due to freezing weather conditions. You know, that have to be a painful way to die, to starve and to drown in the freeze to death, in the burn to death. I mean, damn, we catch all kinds of hell here on this realm we call Earth. While many of us could stay wrapped up indoors, not everybody had the security of a warm and cozy environment. Some people out there sleeping in their cars. Some people having to sell their bodies just to get a room to try to avoid the cold. And some people just don't give a damn. You feel me? But let me tell you something. You got to care about yourself and also your fellow human being if you can. Not saying you go out there and put yourself in debt trying to help somebody, but you know, if you got it and if it ain't gonna hurt you, it won't hurt to help somebody else. And see, that's the problem with a lot of people. They get things, but they don't want to help nobody else. And they wonder when hard times come to find them, nobody is there to help them. They have nobody to lean on because what you give, you so shall receive. You know what I'm saying? Like the old saying, you reap what you sow. So you sow good seeds, you'll reap good seeds, period, point blank. Now, thankfully, Candace Payne, a real estate broker from Chicago, made sure that some of the homeless in her hometown were taken care of. Through her determination, compassion, and husband's support in her American Express card, the 34-year-old made sure that more than 70 homeless people were given shelter and food during the cold snap. So not only did she house these people, she also fed these people. You know, I mean, is that not great or what? You know, but it wasn't easy. As Payne shared with the news, she faced a lot of rejection from hotels when seeking help for those marginalized men and women who, you know, out there less fortunate. Some of these hotels, like, you know what, before we let them come in here, they can freeze them. That goes to show you the type of environment in the world we live in. This world is a business. Everything is ran by business. Very few people in very institutions, whether that institution be a hotel, motel, Holiday Inn, whatever, you know, most people are not going to help you. Most people don't have a heart like that. They'll just ride by and see you freeze to death. Now, luckily, one hotel called the Amber Inn, and big shout out to the Amber Inn, was nice enough to allow me to buy the rooms, Payne explained. Payne made a plea for help on social media to help ferry the homeless to the hotel, not for her GoFundMe, not for her birthday party, but to help somebody else also. I'm renting 20 hotel rooms for the homeless. If anyone has a van or passenger van that would help me transport the homeless to the hotel. And she asked them just to do it for free. She said, I'll pay you just to drive them, you know, and she's spending money out of her own pocket before anybody tried to talk about this woman saying that she was doing this for a tax write-off. She was doing this, but she was spending money out of her own pocket and also paying people or van drivers who had a van or a big truck or whatever. They could haul these people to bring them there. I mean, is that not love or what? But anyway, she also says that she'll pay them, and she explained in an interview with the news, fortunately, many other generous souls put their hands in their pockets and came to help in other further donations. So Payne was able to book a total of 60 rooms for 5 nights, including a warm meal, so the homeless will be both protected and fed. So also, big shout out to everybody else that chimed in and helped in this situation, also to feed the homeless. Also, you are angels in my eyes, period, point blank. And those are people that we need to honor and stop honoring all these idols that they give us. You know, we have to sometimes look low, period, point blank. Not saying that these people are low lives or anything like that, but, you know, everybody keep their cloud and their face in the sky, and you fail to look at the people who are right there next door to you. You know, everybody's not going to be successful. Everybody's not going to be an NBA player. Everybody's not going to have their mind right, their mentality right. You have some people out here really just crazy and can't function. You know, the family disowned them. Some people on drugs bad. You know, we all fight our share of demons, period, or whatnot. But, like I said, don't look down on somebody unless you're reaching your hand out to help them up, period. Now, the next difficulty she came across was persuading some of these homeless men and women to desert their spots, basically telling them, look, you need to leave. You're going to die pretty much if you stay out here. You're not going to be able to keep yourself warm, period. I mean, from what I've seen, the Chicago River or something like that, the lake or whatever, it was like basically just froze over. Like, damn, you know it had to be cold when the water that overflows off the bank is freezing. You know, like, wow. So imagine how cold it is for a human being to be out there. Now, they were anxious about leaving behind their sole possessions in familiar areas, but the kind-hearted Payne reassured them that she would personally replace anything that got lost or stolen. So, you know, some of them don't have much. Some of them probably be worried about their bicycle. Some of them might be worried about a bag or two, their tent. She said, don't worry about that. I will replace that. So, I mean, you can't get no better than that. Somebody willing to save your life, replace everything that you would probably lose in a storm, and also put you in a hotel room where it's warm at, where you can shower at, because, telling, not trying to be funny, but some of these people probably ain't showered and bathed in days or weeks. And also feed you a hot meal. You're not going to eat no hot meal out there in 20-degree weather, period. I don't think you're going to be eating is some Z's when you're dead. Now, despite the obstacles she faced, some of the people had disabilities, and one was pregnant, a pregnant woman out here on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we can't sit up here and say, well, she's wrong, she know better, this nigga. Like I say, all these people are not wrapped tight in the head. And if you don't know what wrapped tight in the head mean, ask somebody close to you. You have some people really out here really messed up mentally, period. Pain helped them find warmth and safety, even helped the woman that was pregnant and also had disabilities. Now, Payne's heroic actions have had a deep effect on her. They definitely changed my life, because you don't know until you are either in it or next to it, she shared with the radio station. She now wants to find some more permanent solutions to help men and women who find themselves on the street. And big shout out to Miss Candace Payne, her husband, and all her supporters who came through, the van drivers who saved these people's lives. Because for surely, as I sit here talking to you right now, those people will be dead if this woman did not step in. And that's what we have to do. We can look at the negativity. We can make videos about that. We can joke about that. We can laugh about certain things. But when you see a good deed, you will be doing yourself a dishonor and also a people a disservice to not put that out there like that, whether they take it or not, or whether they listen to it or not. And these videos are not about views and whatever not, because if that's the case, there's other things you could talk about and do. But just to shine a little light in a dark place, since Chicago always have this bad cloud over it, it's good to see an angel rise from those ashes and reach out and help other people, because she could have did it like a lot of other people do with their money. Do what? Keep it to themselves. But she chose to give freely from her pockets and also her heart. And for that, she shall and should be mentioned and honored, period. If you want to give somebody honor, honor those who reach down and help the lowest of the lowest, period, point blank. Because not everybody is going to come along and help you. How many times that you done seen, and also, in Chicago, you have people, I know in certain parts of the country, you have people that pretend to be homeless, but whether they pretend or not, long as you give freely from the bottom of your heart, whether they go getting a Mercedes or whatnot, if you help them, you offer them a room and they don't want to stay in the room, at least you did your part. Do your part first, and hey, just leave it in the Lord's hand and everything else will work out. And also, when you do something, don't always look for a blessing. If you're looking just to help somebody and figuring that God gonna bless you with that car you want or that money that you need to pay your bills, don't do it. Don't do it because you're doing it for the wrong reason. Do it from the kindness in the bottom of your heart. Do it because that's something that you want to do, that your spirit led you to do also. Not trying to preach, but just trying to reach you all and tell you all, if you're going to help somebody, help them. And don't worry about it. Don't worry about what they do. Long as you did your part, that's all you can do. Let me know what you all think about this video. And big shout out to all my people in the Chicago area, and especially Miss Candace Payne, her husband, and those who helped these people and pretty much basically saved their lives. And they should be all over every platform. But hey, do what you want to do. But anyway, let me know what you all think about this video. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. Definitely share this video with your family and friends who refuse to help any damn body. Because guess what? As sure as shit stink, one day you're going to need somebody to lean on. And then what you going to do when there's nobody there to help you up out your hard times? Then you will see. It's better to give than receive, because true happiness is, to me, giving. Because you can have everything in the world. You can have everything in the world. Just like the book said, what does it prosper a man to gain the world but lose his soul? So it ain't about the material thing. You're not going to be judged, and you're not going to be granted certain things by what you do for yourself, but what you do for your brother and your sister here on earth. That's what it's about. Let me know what you all think. Until then, y'all stay blessed. Y'all have a nice day. I'm out.